We need to talk to our governments and to let them understand the real growth that will come is building human capacity, is building the young person to participate in development. We have this romance with young people, but we don't allow them to say what they want to say. We don't allow them to do what they want to do. We don't give them the space to experiment. We don't protect their rights. And we don't give them access to resources to be able to do it. That's what we need to do.
The 4th Pan-African Youth Leadership Summit, organized by UNFPA, UNAIDS, and ROJALNU, took place on January 13th to the 17th, 2014, in Dakar, Senegal, at the King Fahd Palace. This summit brought together youth leaders from 54 African countries and the Diaspora. Each country was represented by 2 youth, 1 male and 1 female, between the ages of 18 and 35 years. Ministry and United Nations representatives and celebrities from all over the world joined in the conference to discuss best practices and possible solutions to the summit's theme, youth unemployment in the Post-2015 development agenda of the United Nations. The Pan-African Summit started in 2004 as a way to mobilize and harness the energy and intelligence of young African leaders to help achieve the Millennium Development Goals by 2015. These summits allow young African leaders to actively participate on behalf of their countries, to create solutions, discuss ideas, and showcase their projects. In preparation for this summit, young leaders created the Dakar Declaration that outlined specific goals and recommendations for the 4th Pan-African Youth Leadership Summit.
Because the United Nations is the most universal organization in the world. It's the only organization which has got capacity to be present in 193 countries. The United Nations need the youth of the world because the youth are plugged in the community. They are credible, they are leaders, at the same time they are brutally frank. They take no nonsense. It's something that the United Nations has seen that it needs, and is really creating partnerships, very good partnerships between the United Nations system and youth organizations in 193 countries represented through ROJALNU.
Ce sommet, en réunissant environ 300 jeunes, a pu mettre en place un mécanisme d'échange et de discussion autour des questions liées à l'emploi des jeunes, aux préoccupations des jeunes par rapport à l'emploi, par rapport au VIH-Sida, par rapport à la santé de la reproduction et par rapport, bien entendu, à la place des jeunes dans la formulation des objectifs du millénaire pour le développement. La déclaration de Dakar, qui a sanctionné ce présent sommet, a pris en compte des points très importants, notamment le souhait pour la jeunesse africaine d'avoir un objectif au niveau de la nouvelle formulation des objectifs du millénaire pour le développement en ce qui concerne l'autonomisation des jeunes.
It is very important for youth leaders from Africa and also from other regions to really be involved in the international consultations going on to define a program for the post-2015 development agenda of the UN. So it is our hope through the Declaration of Dakar that the recommendations made here will be taken into account by the heads of state of the Organization of the African Commission so that they can be featured in the post-2015 development agenda of the UN.
The summit right now, I am blown away. I feel like this is exactly what we need. Just a place where we express ourselves in terms of youth unemployment. And I also feel like this is a place where we can really bring in initiatives that we can actually help one another, bring up projects and implement ideas that could actually help our nations. I feel like this is something that we can bring back home, where we'll have a place where we have created some sort of partnership or collaboration where we can constantly still interact with the people we meet today, and especially youth leaders from other countries where we can get ideas and know what we can learn from others as well.
I think a meeting like this is extremely important because it affords young people the opportunity to come together, discuss on what we think are the priority issues and how we can take them forward. And it also sends a signal to our leaders that young people are ready to contribute to the development discussion today and they are here as partners who need to be involved.
Et comme vous l'avez constaté ce soir, c'est le panel ministériel qui a réuni pas moins de 3 à 4 ministres avec d'autres illustres personnalités, notamment le directeur régional du BIT, avec lesquels nous avons échangé. Nous les avons écoutés dire, proposer, faire une analyse critique de la situation, de ce qu'ils font, ce qu'ils entreprennent. Mais nous aussi, en tant que jeunes, nous leur avons donné nos inquiétudes, nos pistes de solutionnement et nous nous sommes engagés ensemble à faire en sorte que l'emploi des jeunes, le chômage, puisse trouver une solution. Donc voilà toute l'importance de ce type de rencontres, qui sont des espaces de donner et du recevoir, mais aussi qui sont des vitrines d'expression pour les jeunes et des vitrines de partage avec les décideurs, avec les autorités de nos pays, car ça n'arrive pas tous les jours, ce n'est pas tout le temps que nous pouvons les avoir à nos côtés. Et lorsque nous avons cette opportunité de les avoir pour une semaine, pour 5 jours, je pense que ça permet de résoudre beaucoup de questions et de prendre en compte beaucoup de préoccupations des jeunes.
Ce que les Nations Unies peuvent faire pour aider la jeunesse, c'est déjà ce qu'ils font. C'est d'offrir ce genre de plateforme pour que nous puissions nous exprimer, pour que nous puissions reconnaître nos forces, pour que nous puissions également travailler sur nos faiblesses. Ce que les jeunes doivent faire pour s'aider, c'est là la grande question. Ce que les jeunes doivent faire pour s'aider eux-mêmes, c'est de travailler de façon ardue, c'est de collaborer, c'est de faire du réseautage et c'est surtout de joindre beaucoup plus d'actes à nos paroles. Nous sommes les fers de lance du développement de notre continent. Nous sommes l'Afrique d'aujourd'hui et non l'Afrique de demain. Et pour cela, c'est maintenant que nous devons commencer à travailler. Travailler efficacement, travailler de façon pérenne et travailler de façon solidaire.
This year, 2 important campaigns pertaining to the youth were highlighted: the Condomize campaign and the Protect the Goal campaign.
Condomize is a joint program of the United Nations Population Fund and the Condom Project in partnership with UNAIDS and the Condom Interagency Task Team. Now, our goals as a campaign are to destigmatize condoms and to encourage access to quality condoms when people need them and in places where they feel the most comfortable. What you'll find here in our Condomize zone are a variety of condoms that are unrolled and inflated so that you can see just some of the different sizes, shapes, colors, textures, flavors, and also enhanced lubricants and other materials available around the world. Now, why is this important? According to UNAIDS, sexual transmission accounts for over 80% of all new HIV infections worldwide. And that is why we are here with the Pan-African youth leaders, really encouraging them to condomize.
Protect the Goal campaign is really an initiative that we partner with the United Nations to really launch and to use our sport, use our Gold Cup events. This year we had in excess of 600,000 people attending Gold Cup games, over 60 million watching the games around the world. And we felt like it was an opportunity to partner and to bring an awareness, an educational awareness to obviously a very serious cause that is impacting the young people. And really, when you start talking about impacting young people, you're talking about not only the future, but also the future generations.
To celebrate and honor those who have been instrumental to the Protect the Goal campaign, a gala was organized at the National Theatre in Dakar. Recognized for their contributions were the First Lady of South Africa, the First Lady of Nigeria, the President of Liberia, Baba Mal, and Jeffrey Webb. Award winner Baba Mal, along with fellow Senegalese musicians, were on hand to perform for their excited fans. After a night filled with entertainment, the participants were re-energized for the summit's final push.
And I think me being on this summit as well has opened my mind up to many things that I've not been, able to think about. And I've learned a lot meeting other people in the diaspora or in Africa as a whole. It's such a great feeling. And I would urge the organizing committee or the board to open up more to organize such summits around the whole of Africa to enlighten and empower the youth in making very good decisions, smart decisions in society.
De retour au pays, je vais capitaliser
toutes ces informations que j'ai eues et partager ça à mes pairs. Sensibiliser les gens de mon association déjà à tout ce que j'ai appris et quitte à ce qu'on partage l'information aux autres jeunes de la population béninoise. Et également aller vers les autorités politiques et leur partager les documentations, les rapports, les engagements qu'on aura eu à prendre aujourd'hui lors de ce sommet.
A conference such as this is pivotal. It is needed. And to continue it is our challenge, not just at this level, but at even a higher level, and to be able to reach the youths, not just in the urban areas, but in the rural areas, to challenge them, to take a hold of what rightly belongs to them, and that is the present and the future, and make sure that their governments institute programs that will better their lives. No woman, no development. No youth, no development. The country cannot move forward unless you mobilize your young people who are not just the future but are the present. And young people, you have to fight very hard. You have to keep chipping away at these challenges. You must not give up. You must not beg. It is your right. So pursue it and keep going, and we keep talking and we keep advocating until that time, and we hope it will not be too long, when these issues have become so mainstream that we don't need to have a special meeting for the youths. It becomes for the people.
I'm very, very optimistic coming out of this meeting when I see the energy and the power of the youth. I know that creating employment for the youth is an idea whose time has come.
Le meilleur moment pour bâtir un arbre, c'est il y a 20 ans. Le deuxième meilleur moment pour le bâtir, c'est maintenant. Si nous voulons bâtir maintenant une génération sans sida, si nous voulons maintenant avoir une nation où la santé sexuelle reproductive des jeunes est une priorité, si nous voulons avoir une nation où l'emploi des jeunes est une priorité, ensemble, levons-nous maintenant et travaillons.
My delegates, my brothers, my sisters, is that let's start believing in ourselves and let's know that it doesn't end here.
J'ai toujours l'habitude de dire, donnez-nous les moyens et nous allons vous donner le développement que vous cherchez.
If Africa is to attain progress and growth, not only in terms of human capital, but in terms of prosperity and inclusiveness in the economy, Africa needs to build the skills of the young people that it has today. 70% of Africa is less than 35 years old. The implication of it is that you have a large cohort of young people who are there waiting to have good quality education, skills development, access to health services, including contraception, and access to skills development in terms of being able to be entrepreneurs, access to credit, political participation. If you have all of that in this group of young people, what you are likely to have is many of them will be in the job place, many of them will create jobs, many of them would get married when it is right to get married, they will have fewer children, and then we'll have the demographic transition, and that is demographic dividend. So Africa needs it, and we've seen it play out in other parts of the world. This is the moment for Africa.